Yeah. Broadcasting for the future. The future is here. Enigma Sept, Trem Soul, Daquan, now it's on. Yeah. Check it. Southside till I die, tally ho while I'm living. Do I love hip hop? That's a given. Gotta thank God I'm forgiven, cause Lord knows we my bros. Sometimes anything goes. Me, JC, stats A to the L, spit 5 just to give them all hell. It's Enigma Sept. Mr. September if you nasty. Skinny girls walk right past me. I told Outlaw I was gonna cut some necks off, cause people think Enigma Sept is soft. He said, beef, you really want beef? You making me record this and this ain't my beat. I said, chill, you still making that dough, man, so get out of the way, Cohen. All jokes aside, we gonna ride till the wheels fall off. While Trem Soul and Daquan go off.
Like, I got a lot in mind that I'm trying to put in line.
Doing what we doing, cause you know we gonna do it for sure.
Put the pen and pad and I bring the mic to life.
We doing what we doing, cause you know we gonna do it for sure.
Music is a tie, helping everything unite.
We doing what we doing, cause you know we gonna do it for sure.
That's why I'm using mine just to help identify and show you who am I. Yeah.
Same brothers that be telling me I'm hot, man. Drop my name into that ocean like an anchor man. I ain't an anchor man, I'm scuba diving. Like Cuba Gooding in that movie when he dived in. Bring my name to the surface like lies, man. Recognize me like the Heisman. So they are not in my lane with no license. And to Alicia, girl, I feel what you were trying. Just to say, hey, you don't know my name, but that was yesterday, so by today, or probably tomorrow, draw my name up in your head like Travis Barker. Swing through your headphones. Peter Parker, ask why I like to write. You trying to be an author? Maybe. Or even a Luke Skywalker. Cause I really want to be a star. You look up and see me shine no matter where you are.
I got a lot in mind that I'm trying to put in line.
Doing what we doing, cause you know we gonna do it for sure.
With the pen and pad and I bring the mic to life.
We doing what we doing, cause you know we gonna do it for sure.
Music is a tie, helping everything unite.
We doing what we doing, cause you know we gonna do it for sure.
That's why I'm using mine just to help identify and show you who am I.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. Back in your face, boy. What you just heard was yours truly, Enigma September, with Do It For Show. For show. Featuring my homies, Daquan, Trem Soul. Had to take out back, we're going on 6 years now? 6 years since I dropped the project? All right, that's enough Pee-wee. Yeah, man. Anyway, welcome to episode 181 of the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. Glad to be here. No text from the wife, so I think I'm doing okay right now. Anyway, just to give you guys a heads up, I got my man Source. It's bad because I'm from the South. But then I got like this speech impediment. So just some words just come off just weird, bro. I don't know. I didn't know what it is. But anyway, my man Source in the building. I've been following homie on TikTok for probably a year now. Maybe. Probably about a year. Anyway. And it's totally interesting to see people who are more of a hip-hop head than I am. There's a lot of people that are more hip-hop head than I am. I'm talking about like embarrassing more, like to the point where it's like, you know what? Maybe I just stick with R&B because I don't know. I don't know that much. And he clearly knows a lot. So, yeah, man. Dude's just cool. He got his own podcast, of course. So we're gonna get into all that, man. So it's just gonna be really, really interesting to have my man's on the show. Actually, he's waiting in the green room, so he'll be holding tight until the 8:30 mark or the halfway mark if you're listening to the podcast, and go from there. So till then, I guess let's get into it. Let's get into it. So I guess this is probably the only time I'm going to be able to start a podcast with this story. So I might as well get into it. So I was second runner up in a twerk contest at a drag show this weekend. Second runner-up, which I guess in other terms, I was in third place. I won the bronze medal. I won the bronze medal in a twerk contest at a drag show in Tallahassee this weekend. At this point in my life, you got to take your wins when you can, whenever you can get a win. I'm serious though. You can't. What Charlie Murphy said. There's some great storytellers, but you just can't make up some shit like this. So what happened was, me and my wife, shouts out to Fee, we were invited to. It wasn't really even a drag show, a drag queen show. It was more so of a fundraiser. Apologies to Miss Thang. I say that with all respect. Apologies to the future queen, because I think she's going to win the pageant, but I cannot remember her name for nothing. Fee is going to text me sooner than later. But anyway, she was trying to get money up to something about Duval. I think they're having a contest in Duval, and she needed money to, I guess, compete in the contest. So all of like her friends, her sons, her daughters. I'm really trying to remember what happened. They came out and they did their thing. They sashayed, and I think some may have twerked. Yo, ain't gonna front though. Don't tell Fee. Yo, the illest joint with a drag show, ain't gonna front. When they do the little like kick drop joint, like it gets split with the foot going back and the one going straight, and they just drop. Just let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Anyway, when they do that, to me that's the craziest joint. Like I ain't gonna front. I lose my mind every time I see that, like going like TikTok or Instagram. That's crazy. That's crazy how they do that. Anyway, a couple of people that were, I guess, showing love for trying to get donations up. They did that. It was like it just, ooh. I was like, yo, they did it. But no, man, it was dope vibes the whole time. I got kind of off on the bubbly. Anyway, I wasn't gonna do the twerk contest. I was like, wait, but like the queen, I'm just call it the queen until I can remember her name. Was like, yo, everybody from the table. I'm not gonna imitate the voice. Everybody from the table, somebody from each table got a twerk. So I was voted to go twerk. So I went up, and I'm about to give y'all me and Fee inside joke, but just know I gave minimum effort, right? Gave minimum effort. There was like this one like younger guy. I'm gonna assume they identify as a guy. One younger guy that was next to me, like Buddy was going off. Just he broke his back. Like no pun intended, no pun really. But he was just like caca. He was just going at it. I'm like, yo, that's the winner right there. No, that's the winner. He got it right. Actually, the actual winner was on the other side of me. She was going off, just doing whatever. I'm just like, yo, yeah, minimal effort, right? Not because I was afraid, just I'm 40 and fat. I'm just minimum effort. So they had the crowd, give people applause to see who should win. So I was like, clearly, I'm not gonna win. If anything, I should get booed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, probably the only sick male. What do they call it? Sick hetero, whatever the term is. I don't know. Probably the only one up here. Because my fat black guy's over 40. I'm not gonna win, bro. And so she asked me what my name was. I went by my stage name. I was like, I'm Enigma. She's like, oh, that's a powerful name. Yeah, do this. Anyway. So I'll tell you, this is the only time sometime we're able to tell the story. So what happened? Oh, so it's my time to go. I'm like, yo, it's gonna be a couple of complimentary claps. I may hear a fee say, that's my baby, and that's about it. No, nah. It was a roar, bro. They're like a roar from everyone. Yeah. What? Like, bro, like, granted, don't get it front. I'm all right. I can dance when I want to. 30 years ago, Raw Middle School had like a 6th grade something. I forgot, pep rally, whatever. I won that dance contest fair and square. Ask whoever that was there. Dre Star, what up, man? Telling you about me winning second runner-up in the twerk contest at a drag show. So don't get it twisted. I can do what I do. I ain't gonna talk about that was almost 25 years ago when I was in Europe and I was in Florence, I think, in the discotheque, and I was like dancing better than the professional dancers. And I swear, like, the club owner came up and I didn't know if they were gonna snatch me or if they was trying to figure out if they want to hire me. But it was a big mobster-looking Italian dude with like 2 bodyguards. They pulled up like 10 feet away from me and was just like sitting there watching me while I'm trying to act like I'm Usher for the Nice and Slow video. So don't get it twisted. I can do what I want to do, or at least I did back in the day. But Friday, it was minimum effort by me. Vashaya. Okay, Queen Vashaya. I'm gonna give her the queen title. Queen Vashaya. She was the donations to go to win some Queen Duval contest. So anyway, big roar. Not even that. Like, that was subtle. They was like screaming. And I'm like, yo, the hell? Because I ain't do nothing. I gave minimal effort. So the other guy who was like just killing it, he got his just rewards. So it ended up being him, me, and the young lady that was on the left of me. Fittingly, they supposed to be last two, and supposed to be a twerk contest to the death between them. While I was there, I have no idea. People crazy. Maybe they were drunk off the bubbly that I was drunk off of. Not really. Maybe so. I'm doing Kevin Hart now. Anyway, so they was gonna do like a final countdown, whatever. Feed threw me a bottle of the bubbly, and I actually twerked the second time. Right? I actually I got on the wall. I put the bottle on the wall. I tried to jerk my back, and I probably look as goofy as I do now, looking like Larry the Cable Guy, the black version. And that didn't work. So for better or for worse, I was the second runner-up. First runner-up was the other guy. Amazingly enough, I thought he got it the first time around. I guess he lost gas. No pun intended again. No literal gas either. And then I guess the young lady, she had a little crew with her. I think that's why. Anyway, so that's the story I'm gonna tell my grandkids 30 years from now. Your grandpa, second runner-up in the twerk contest at a drag show in Tallahassee on a hot August night. Just heads up to any and everybody out there. My dog is gonna make an entrance to the podcast. It's okay. You guys know I do the podcast at home, and Kobe is going to go wild. Just give you guys a heads up. Shouts out to Kobe, man. Kobe been doing good for a good couple of weeks. So, all right. Let me get into it, man. I know y'all like, yo, I thought it was a hip hop show. E. What we got? What we talking about? Are we talking about hip hop? I kind of like the drag show talk. It was kind of fun. Don't worry, I'm not become Uncle Clifford anytime soon. I'm not as talented as Lil Murda. Even though me and the actual actor that plays Lil Murda got the same last name. Might be my cousin. I don't know if y'all see a resemblance or not. Maybe not. Maybe I see a resemblance. Anyway, yo, talk of the week, of course. Jay-Z's verse on God Did. Is it God level or is it mid? Oh, no, that doesn't kind of give away the whole thing. The whole thing, if I just get off and say, hey, gives man some claps. Bitch, be nice, E. Be nice. Now, how do I feel about the Jay-Z verse? Okay, so just to introduce, I was clowning the guy last week, but apparently he did something right this time. So DJ Khaled dropped God Did, the album, mixtape, compilation, whatever. You want to be the hip-hop Quincy Jones. Who cares? Anyway, so the talk of the town was Jay-Z's verse on God Did. Which the title track, I guess, was God Did. I told y'all Kobe was gonna go off. The title track on God Did. You had Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's decided to pull an Eminem and rap for 8 hours on a single track. I'm just saying. That's what M usually does. Is it a 1970s thing? I don't know. Like, well, I can't even say 1970. Jay-Z was born in 69. Oops. My bad, 70s babies. Anyway, so people have been going off all weekend as if the U.S. dropped a nuclear bomb on some Japanese island. Man, I will say this. Someone I know very intimately was like, nah, it was mid, my boy. It was aight. It was just aight. It's not worth all the hoopla. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same lane. I mean, granted, Jay talked his talk. He did talk his talk. That was probably the best part about it, was that, what he said, who made Billy's. Me, Kanye, and Riri. All right, yeah, you're right. All right, Jay, you know what I'm saying? Now the most interesting line for me was the Farrakhan Mike Wallace line. I ain't gonna front, because I won't say I'm like the biggest fan of Farrakhan. I'm not becoming the Nation of Islam. I'm not gonna be an FOI anytime soon. But I did remember that clip of Farrakhan talking to Mike Wallace. So for Jay-Z to bring it up, I was like, oh, snap. Okay, Jay, you cultured. What's going on, good people? Good day to you too. Now, for those who need reference, there was Farrakhan's being interviewed by Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes. And I guess Mike Wallace indicated that Nigeria at the time was the most corrupt government regime. And Farrakhan was like, oh, white man, I know you, of anybody, gonna sit here and talk about any nation, particularly any black nation, but any nation is corrupt. I love you too, baby. I know you ain't talking. If anything, you should shut your mouth. Mike Wallace gonna do that and be like, you know what? You're right, my boy. You right, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have shed the blood of Native Americans, Africans, and all types of people. You dropped a bomb on Japan. You got the nerve to call Nigeria the most corrupt regime? Yes, they need help, but you? Of course, you know, Mike Wallace's representation of white people anyway. Yo, so anyway, man, that was always a powerful clip that, you know, I've seen, one of the most powerful clips I've seen on the internet. So to see Jay-Z like go and reference that in the verse, I give him that. I give him that. Shouts out to Miss Bailey. What's going on with you? I appreciate. Yo, let me give shouts out to Miss Bailey, man. Round of applause. Round of applause to the ladies that not just support their man, but support their man's. You gotta appreciate that, man. Something my man Oplex. Cole, what he said? Coleman, young corrupt, my bad. City is a nation. Coleman, young good. Wait, what? What happened? What happened? Anyway, we'll come back to it. But yeah, man. The verse was dope, man. I mean, it was good. It was Jay-Z, but it wasn't kill the whole internet all weekend good. It wasn't that. It was just long. He pulled an Eminem. Y'all killed Eminem for dropping that 45-bar verse on Nas tape a couple of years ago. Y'all killed Eminem. You know, Eminem killed it. Now Jay-Z do it, and all of a sudden it's nah, bro. No, we're not doing that. Drake Star, Oplex. We not. Yo, Fee said it was trash. I thought she said it was mid. She said it was trash. Fee said the Jay-Z verse was trash. Shouts out to Raven October. Raven October said it was too long. It was too long. I'm just saying, like, and I like Jay. I do think Jay is one of the great. I'm not one of them Jay-Z haters, even though I'm from the South. I know a lot of people from the South just despise Jay-Z. That's not the case. I think the verse was all right. Nah, man. Nah, wait. Man, Oplex said, he said, I heard M's verse on Nicki's new album, turned it off. I ain't even hear Nicki's new album yet. She got a new album? Nicki? You got the bootleg? I ain't no Nicki. No, now, I will say this. I wasn't even going to talk about it, really. But M verse, the M song with Kanye, what that was, I don't want to say what I want to say because it's basically a gospel song. It was a Mind Elf. It was a Mind Elf. Is that not elf like Christmas elf? It was a Mind Elf like Fuck. Because M was talking gospel. M sounded like NF. Shouts out to the word elf. I'm saying elf a lot. I don't know. Elf isn't fine. Elf is funny. Round of applause. Round of applause to great comedy Christmas movies. Elf is funny. Yo, my man Will. Yo. See, I see what Oplex is doing. See, I be going to their show, killing the comments. Now you want to come over here and kill the comments over here. Everybody needs Jesus. Yo, but for real, like, yo, Eminem talking Jesus talk. That was wild, bro. I'm sorry. That blew my mind. That's what I was tripping on. You know what I mean? Anyway, shouts out to Tyler, the Creator, though, at the end of the day. Ms. Bailey said, have you heard the game's diss track on Eminem is 10 minutes? Yeah. We talked about it. We talked about it a couple of episodes ago. And yeah, I just if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to spend 10 minutes on them. Like I told you guys during the episode, I was like, I don't like Future. I'm not going to spend 10 minutes about him being in Tallahassee. That he was in Tallahassee that week. I'm not going to give 10 minutes to somebody I don't like. So I think the game played himself horribly. It didn't work. It was doing gospel tracks. If you guys know who NF is, like, it's going to be crazy. Oh, man. Round of applause for couples that laugh together. Couples that laugh together, stay together. I can't do it. I don't have the accent. Okay. Man, I ain't even getting into all my hip hop stuff. Now, I do say, speaking of Nicki Minaj, she was on the MTV Awards, the VMAs, this past Sunday. Oddly enough, I didn't watch. And usually I have the excuse that I have the podcast, so I have to watch just because of the podcast. Fuck them. All right, nah, I'm not watching tonight. Plus, I don't think we have cable. Maybe it was on, was it on Paramount Plus? Maybe. I didn't care. But yeah, she won the Van Gogh Award. I just saw her like do something with LL Cool J. Not something with LL Cool J, but I just saw her and LL Cool J posing. And yeah, that's about it. Now I had other notes and my notes are gone. I don't know what else to talk about. What else happened? Something else happened. Oh, okay. Talk about this and then get into my cap, and then we're gonna get to the next track. So there's some kind of beef, not beef, but there's a debate this weekend besides the Jay-Z verse about Mexican. That's disrespectful. Latinos are Latin influence in hip hop, the early parts of hip hop. Like, granted, hip hop history and the beginning of it has been muddled through memories, of course. Even though it seems to be somewhat official that the beginning of hip hop was August 11th, 1973, party thrown by DJ Kool Herc, the godfather or the George Washington of hip hop, if you will, and sister in the Bronx. And some people will just dispute that. Anyway, regardless, the argument is, were our Latin brothers and sisters just guests in hip hop, or are they a part of the journey? Just to say my 2 cents, I do think that hip hop is an extension. Well, it don't even make no sense. It's an extension of Black music. As far as jazz, country, almost any American form of music is Black music. We either help formulate it or whatever. But also too, I think hip hop it's part of its lineage is part of the African diaspora. But to speak of that is to remember that most Latinos, those who recognize themselves as Latinos or Latinx or whatever, are part of the African diaspora. So rather if they played a major part, a minor part, clearly played some part. I doubt anyone can say that there was no Latin or Latino influences or people that involved in the beginnings of hip hop. But rather if it's a major or minor contribution, the fact is it's all part of the African diaspora. We all are part of that. So I guess just really to say that the argument is whack and kind of stupid, man. Now, if you want to argue if Fat Joe can say the N-word or not, or if the N-word should be used, period, that's another thing. But yeah, to get into we definitely not going to do no erasure. We're not going to erase nobody from hip hop, even African Bambaataa. Now, granted, we're not going to celebrate him and the acts that he's been accused of, but I don't believe in erasing him because of what happened, because he did what he did, for better or for worse. So we're not doing that either, because history is history. Facts are facts. Anyway, before we get to the next song and then get to the guest, I want my man here all night, been graciously waiting in the green room. I will say this. I want to put my 2 cents on in, especially since I got this cap on. Those who know I am an alum of Florida A&M University, class of 06. J School, yes, I have a degree in journalism. My man said Bambaataa and Cosby in the same boat. Yeah, man. You know, what they did was hideous, but, you know, you can't take away the contributions to whatever. You know what I mean? Just like we ain't trying to burn down the Constitution because Thomas Jefferson had slaves and literally raped them. So what you gonna do? Now, if you want to burn the Constitution, that's for another podcast. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Repping FAMU has been talk, and I know this, you know, may not be hip hop, but I'm an alum. I'm gonna say my 2 cents. I will say this. I don't have an issue with anybody speaking on the situation with the FAMU football program or the athletic program. There was a situation where the football team was going to play North Carolina, University of North Carolina, and some of the players couldn't play because they didn't meet in the NCAA compliance or whatever. Now, boys still went up there and did their thing, put up, I think, 24 points on a decent ACC team. So, congratulations for Willie for that, Coach Willie Simmons. And the players, not to negate what they did. Despite all the drama, despite everything that was going on, he did their thing. Now, I ain't got a problem with people putting their mouth on my school. You know what I'm saying? If you want to suck it, that's cool. But I will say this. Be mindful of what you're saying and how you're saying it, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, first of all, no school is clean. And I made a statement on Facebook about how Bobby Bowden would be the most winningest coach in college football history had he not had to vacate a number of games because they were caught, and they meaning Florida State, were caught having NCAA violations. They had to vacate those games. In this case, FAMU caught the situation before it ever became a thing. Now, granted, some kids couldn't play, and that sucks. But it was caught. There was mechanisms in place to make sure that it didn't go further than what it did. And then second, FAMU deserves some grace. As a school, as a university. Now, granted, if anybody's going to be mad, it's going to be them kids, and they ain't mad at that. Them players can be as upset as they can. They should be. Also, too, them coaches, they out there doing what they got to do. They have a right to be mad because they put in their blood, sweat, and tears to go out there and fight for their life for this school. So I ain't tripping on that. However, the general public, including, you know what I'm saying, some little fat, roly-poly ass wannabe podcaster dude that wants to sit here and talk noise because you finna come through and run the SWAC for the next 5 years. Check this out, Roland Martin. Give FAMU some grace. All right. Yeah, FAMU, biggest HBCU in the nation. Coming a lot coming FAMU's way. Thankfully, now with the LeBron endorsement from last year, Will Packer doing his thing as an alum, bringing ESPN and Kevin Hart to the school last year. Willie Simmons coming through and taking the reins as coach and taking the football team to great heights or whatever. It's a lot coming. And for HBCU to deal with the talent and deal with all the stuff that's coming, unfortunately, may not be as on point as they should be. But you call that growing pains. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can wish for something. You got to be careful what you wish for because you get it. And you may not be just as prepared for it at that time. But hopefully if there's a way to grow, then they'll grow. You may stumble along the way. Like I said, there's no school out there you can really look at and say they ain't never mess up. You got people from the University of Miami fans will sit here all day and tell you ain't back because of violations of NCAA and sanctions against them. It happens to the best of them. Florida State, Miami, Penn State. We ain't gonna talk about what happened at Penn State. Joe Paul. So, yeah, these things happen. Allow FAMU to grow, get through these things, process it, and hopefully Dr. Larry Robinson would take word, take note, and do what he got to do to make sure it's straight. All right? So, yeah, you can run your mouth if you want to, but don't be stupid about it. Sit back, at least try to have some encouragement, or at least have something constructive to say, and not just running your mouth, okay? Not just running your mouth and you want to knock us down, because HBCUs got hard enough already. That's why we're trying to get these kids to come to the school, because it's tough enough already because they don't have the talent and the money and the resources. You know what I'm saying? But when we get the talent, and get the money in, then we can get the resources and things can get better. You know what I'm saying? But right now, the kids that are there, that's coming from these bigger schools that come to HBCUs because they're trying to, prove a point or whatever it may be. Look, you the Harriet Tubmans of this thing. Be patient. Be graceful. And trust me, the reward will be better than the temporary situation you're dealing with now. So, yeah, man, I'm just have some grace. All right. And I'm just not saying that for my school, that's for any school. Rather if it's, JSU, rather if it's BCC, BCU, ain't gonna do that for y'all right now. HBCU is United right now. Florida Memorial, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Any HBCU is out here trying to get on top, because we already know why it's a struggle for us in the first place. They ain't gonna get into that, but y'all know what the deal is. So, yeah, I guess to take the words from Farrakhan. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, because a lot of y'all, especially a lot of y'all PWIs, ain't got the room to say nothing about what HBCU is dealing with. Because a lot of y'all wouldn't have that if you hadn't went and took the talent that we had, that our kids had, using our kids' body to get the money that you're getting now, so you can have the refunds and the resources to do what you do. So watch your mouth before you speak on my school or any other HBCU for that matter. Anyway. Yo. Hold up. Say this, gonna keep it moving. Let's talk about after JSU beat FAMU on Sunday. I don't know. You see what we did in North Carolina. You better hope. You better hope the NCAA saved Jackson State. You better hope. You better hope. Because if we come through with the players we supposed to have, I love Dion from Tallahassee. I grew up under that. Nah, y'all don't want that fight. Anyway, talk about HBCUs. I ran over my time. Yo, Source, I apologize, my boy. I'm gonna make it to you some other way. We're gonna interview. The interview is still going on. Just went over my time. So we're into this next track. And this is, let me make sure I get it right. I want to got some new music for y'all. So new music, ain't even heard yet. It's my man Hotep coming out of Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Representing the 443 Global Inc. And this is Changing on the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby?
Everything around me get to change, but I gotta stay the same. No, that. How you expect me stay the same and feel like so much been changing? Starting to drive me crazy, that's why I ain't got no patience. I just been focused on paper, steady rolling Jamaica. But if I'm with you, then I'm with you, ain't no way I can fake it. How you expect me stay the same and feel like so much been changing? Starting to drive me crazy, that's why I ain't got no patience. I just been focused on paper, steady rolling Jamaica. But if I'm with you, then I'm with you, ain't no way I can fake it. I can't fake it, it ain't another way to keep it 100. It's the way that I was raised, how I do and I done it. You already know how I'm coming, I've been really running. Trying to get to the top because the bottom is nothing. Crystals the crumbs, I had nothing. Trying to turn it to something. Don't trust my money in the bank, rather put it in duffels. Money counter on the counter, hit a beat at the shuffles. That was motivation enough for different visions of money. Get in the booth and roll a relief up. Then I'ma face it. I ain't no rapper, I'm an artist. Giving pictures, I paint them. If it's a pain or a party song, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like inside your bones, scream Freddy or Jason. I'm in love with the white girl, like the man up the Matrix. With the side tube, catch a plate. Tax him is basic, I got a package and a plate. On the way, that's that paper. Phones ringing, that's some money. Call a play on the label. I'm at it, Owens Mills, need smoke, I got it in flavors. It's the showcase in New York and then one out in Vegas. I ain't make it out yet, but everything in the making. Timing is everything. Trust me, I'm still learning about patience. I got my foot on the gas, forward fast, no braking, just like a pit. When I grab, I'ma snatch for the ticket. I ain't letting up no more. If it's away, I'ma take it. Cause I get wicked with them words by the way that I say it.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour. What you just heard was Hotep with Changing, coming out of Baltimore. Shouts out Snoop. What you doing? We're gonna go and get these guys. Nah, I can't do a Baltimore accent at all. I don't even know what I'm trying. Just stop it. Stop. Anyway, without further ado, man, I'm not gonna waste no time. Introduce our guest of the hour, my man Source in the building. Yo, I say this, my boy. It's glad to have somebody who has more gray in their beard than I do. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Ain't no
sick.
problem. Ain't no problem. I got you covered.
Try to be as glorious as you one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, really start poking out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo.
And in the last 2 years, it got bad, bro. It got bad, but it is what it is. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
I ain't gonna front. I've been telling people, don't be scared. Don't be surprised if I come black with the jet black all of a sudden. Like, look, man, he was cute in my 30s. Now, well, in my 40s, I'm like, yeah, nah.
I'm holding on. Ain't nothing, if you want to hold on, but just make sure you do it ASAP. Like, don't wait around to get gray and then come back with the black. They be like, bro, what are you doing?
Oh, look, right. Like, dog, you was dumb gray the other day. How you figured? Yeah, man. Looking at people like Kevin Hart, like, ain't no way Kevin Hart ain't gray.
Yeah.
40 nah, bro. You dying that, dog. I don't care.
Ain't no way Jamie Foxx got a hairline. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that real.
Yo. Let me do this real quick. Even I think she texted me before. Shouts out to my wife, Alicia. She in the chat. I guess I need to say this. If you're in the chat on Facebook, your text isn't popping up on the screen on the StreamYard. So that's why I can't put your text on the screen, because Facebook isn't popping up. So shouts out to my wife, Alicia. Shouts out to my cuz, my former partner in Ryan, Raven October. I see y'all. I see the text. I just can't put it up on the screen. So just to just to make sure I can sleep in my bed tonight. Let me put that disclaimer out. All right.
Hey,
so
before you go, I got like notes, yo. I got notes based on what you were talking about.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Twerking. That's my whole note. That's my whole note on that joint.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
You flat.
Now, look, shout out to my FAMU people. Shout out to my man Cody Williams, FAMU grad. My man Monty Garside, FAMU grad. And my homeboy's daughter is a cheerleader there right now. She's a sophomore, Nala Jones. So shout out to her too. FAMU. I'm a Florida State fan. You're in Tallahassee, so I just got to throw that out there. Primetime is my guy forever and always. And yeah, that's enough. All right, what you want to do?
Nah, I ain't mad. I ain't gonna front past couple of years. I may come off as a Florida State hater, but I can't do that. Florida State put food on the table because my dad worked at state. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, like I grew up like under Dope Camel Stadium, Bobby Boughton era, like all of that. So
beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm definitely, and my heart's still there, even in disappointment. My heart is still there. Yeah. But it's just, if anything, I've become disillusioned, not with Florida State, but just major college football. and just all of the politics behind it, or seemingly behind it. So I've really been focusing on the school I graduated from, which is FAMU, and just like, the smaller schools and stuff like that, because I just feel like, as far as like major college football, like my main thing, honestly, is I think they need to split the conferences, or the conference, the FBS.
You said as far as the smaller schools.
Yeah. Like, I think, because it's not fair for a school like Boise State or UCF to go undefeated and not have a national championship to fight for.
Right.
And so I feel like, right. So it's like, yo, if they don't have a chance, if you feel like, these levels of schools are too high for these levels of schools,
right,
then split them like you already split the other divisions. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you have a legacy conference or division. You know what I'm saying? So all the power conferences will be in the legacy division, and then have, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, like a newcomer division where, you can't have, the Boise States and the Akrons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let them fight it out over there.
Right.
So and so these, these kids can have a way to fight, and you can keep the same bowl system. You know what I'm saying? Just split the bowls up.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I figure if you split the bowl system, keep the whole money thing, because I know that's what it is at the end of the day. It's a money game. Keep the bowl system, split it up. You know what I'm saying? Just make the Paciella bowl, or the, I don't know, some
pistachio bowl.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, just make that the championship team, make championship game. I don't know. Give them the Rose Bowl. How about that? Give the lower team the Rose Bowl. Like, all right, this is our consolation. Anyway, that's too good of an idea. Somebody's gonna steal that. But let's get into it, bro, because I want to know more about you. I've been following you on TikTok for probably about a year now, and like I said, I've been amazed by your hip hop knowledge and just overall this fandom. For those who don't know, a man, social media, and basically with hip hop, he has certain questions or certain scenarios, and really engaging as far as like people that follow him and his friends in regards to these questions. Like sometimes, like just earlier today, he was doing a bootleg versus with Big L versus Big Pun.
Yes, sir.
Which is really dope and made me really realize how little I know of Big L's catalog. So like, I've really been sleeping on Harlem. But anywho, if you can give people a rundown of your history and what made you get into hip hop.
All right, I will tell you that I don't know if we got a bad connection, but it keeps going in and out a little bit. But as long as you can hear me, we good. So my name is SourceOfCourse on TikTok and on Instagram. It's mainly about TikTok though. I love hip hop. I used to rap, and like everybody used to rap. Tried it, didn't quite make it as far as one would want to make it, but good experience, learned some stuff, met some people, all that good stuff. I don't even know I guess the knowledge of hip hop, it just comes from soaking it up and just being part of the culture, generally speaking, because I'm like, lots of people know this stuff. Maybe some do, maybe some don't, but I do realize that like I kind of touch on pretty much all hip hop when it comes to the United States anyway, from the boom bap on the East Coast to a little bit of the South, the West Coast, underground West Coast. Yeah. I cover the gamut pretty much. And I just love hip hop. I love the music, the community. I love Black people in general and specifically, I should say. And yeah, that's it, man. I just, social media, a couple podcasts, sports group on Facebook. I know this is on Facebook, so if you like sports, hip hop, TV, movies, beer, Sports Bar Podcast, SBP, Sports Bar Podcast on Facebook. We talk that stuff and we play FanDuel. We have football pools every week. We just have a good time, and it's not a lot of drama. So it's in the name of having a good time. When you're stressed out at work, you can always go over to the SBP and laugh at something, talk about some sports, and relieve your mind a little bit.
No doubt, no doubt. How long have you been doing the podcasting?
The SBP has been, I think we've had the group for like 5 years, something like that. It's been a long time. And we do like a show a week. We're on Sundays now. Last week we did a look back at Friday Night Lights, the movie. We look back at Friday Night Lights. So going into the football season, look back at that. This Sunday we're gonna do an NFL preview, and then we do some hip hop. We've done some hip hop stuff, which is kind of what led me into making more content, being on Instagram, which never caught. It still hasn't caught. I don't know what it is about Instagram. I just cannot catch on Instagram. But TikTok, they love me. I don't know what it is. I'm like, all right, same content. But as long as y'all love it, I'm here with it.
No, I think on TikTok, I think you caught on at the right time. In that TikTok just seemed to be more fluent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not as rigid as Instagram. It's like Instagram, right. You got to have that right niche for them to really push your page or your content.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't seem to be as rigid, not as yet. So I think that's probably what it is that just at the right time, they haven't really tried to consolidate what they want. And B, like I say, you are really engaging, especially as far as, asking, instead of trying to make yourself a star, you really engage in your audience. And I think that's what draw people in. Like, what even made you get on TikTok though? Because again, we both are of age, clearly. So what was it about TikTok to say, hey, let me jump on this and not try not to dance?
It's multiple reasons. Trying to push the podcast.
Uh-oh.
There we go. We back.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, so you start off with trying to push the podcast.
Yeah, trying to push the podcast, the group on Facebook. It's like, right now it's like 2,800 people in the group. So it's a nice, decent sized group of people, but we were trying to push the podcast. And I started doing stuff on Instagram. Then I started my podcast, Sourcing Company, in quarantine, at the beginning of quarantine. Not the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, early. It was like March, April of quarantine. Right. And I had been saying I wanted to do an interview show for a long time. I kept putting it off. It was like, no time to do it. When am I going to do it? Blah, blah, blah. Quarantine sat everybody down. So there was no excuse not to do it. And you couldn't say you didn't have time anymore, because you definitely had time to do whatever it is you wanted to do, as long as you were in the right frame of mind. So I started that. And there were like 3 people that said, you need to get on TikTok. One was a guest. She was like, you need to get on TikTok because the stuff you do, it'll translate. And I was working a part-time job at the time. This guy, my guy, shout out to Blaze, he was like, yo, you need to get on TikTok. With the creativity and the blah, 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 you need to get on TikTok. I'm like, I don't know. Long story short, I started a page way back. Just never looked at it because I was like, how am I even supposed to get followers on this thing? Like,
right.
Nobody knows I'm here. How am I supposed to get people to know that I'm over here? So I ain't worried about it. Just kept it moving. Then after starting the the podcast and dropping some videos from that, some clips, eventually I was like, this TikTok ain't half bad. It ain't half bad. Then it started to pick up after I made a video about Black women. Actually, it was a Black women video.
Oh, see, that's that'll do it.
That was the first
do
it. That joint went crazy. I was like, when it got to 10,000 views, I was like, oh, I done made it, y'all. We out here. we have 10,000 views. What you mean? It's over. It's over. But that joint went to like, I think it's like at 200,000. But that's probably video night number 10 in the views ranking, really. But it was that, and then I kept grinding, and I asked, what, I don't even know why this caught on so much. Later on, I found out that people were like, nobody makes this kind of content. I found it to be shocking, but that's what they said. Anyway, I asked who had the hardest lead verse in a hip hop song. Right. And that joint went crazy. And I was like, what is happening right now? I had no idea. So from then on, I've been people's classic hip hop TikTok guy.
Word. Yeah, I can't even front. Like, I want to say, man, he don't even do it no more. Shouts out my man Stats the MC, because I know as far as like hip hop content, he was probably for me the most consistent at first. Because he would do his joint was because he had like he would do like hip hop history bits. Mm-hmm. And he would start each one with like, hey, yo, and then like come in and be like, yo, this is this day in history, blah, 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 blah. And he got like a large collection of like tapes and records, of course. So he'll pull out the record and be like, on this day, this person dropped this album. But my man made a move down south, so I think I may have slowed it up a little bit. Just like my man Stats, that's my bro. But other than that, I know I tried my hand at trying to go with like little hip hop tidbits, and yeah, it was just trash. Like, nah. I think I was heavy on trying to do the like duets and like the voiceovers or whatever. But as far as like anything hip hop related, yeah, it wasn't working for me. I don't. So that's why, like, when I came across your page, I'm like, oh, he doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's it. But of course, the hip hop ain't no biting. So I was like, yo, I ain't finna do what he doing. Unlike some people out here.
Hey, hold on, bro. Like, you already know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say. Go ahead. Dog, listen, I am not even the type of person that even like, example, I never, like, back in the day, I never knew when a girl was like me. I couldn't tell. I'm just like, we cool, friend, whatever. I'm over here. I don't look at people and be like, their content is like mine, or they're trying to be like me. Right. It really takes something to be like undeniable for me to say that. Right. Dog, it is so many joints. I'm like, bro, you cannot ask the same exact question that I just asked.
It's just like straight, just jacking. Pause.
Like I'm not gonna see it. Like, what are we doing? Is that what we're doing? No, it's been whole webs. It's been like overtime, jack the joint. It's crazy. I think it's crazy. I don't understand. I'm like, dog, y'all can't come up with any other angle. There's no other angle out there. You just gotta come up with the same word.
Remix it so people can't even like, try to, yeah, you can be inspired, but don't just
they like nope.
The same question the same day.
He's like, you know what? I got a question. What is the hardest lead verse you have ever heard on a hip hop song?
Nigga. Help me. Like, wait. Do you not think I can hear you?
Bro, I'm like,
yeah. But you know what? I can't even front because people talk about like, because of course, certain group of people stealing dances from another group of people on TikTok. Bruh. But it's kind of, but I kind of look at it like that's what TikTok kind of is. I mean, at least the beginning, especially when it was musically, the idea was you mimicking, song lyrics or whatever.
It's one thing. It's one thing to do something that somebody else does, but it's another thing to
claim it for your own. Yeah,
claim it as your own. 2, get famous from it and get a bag from it, while the person who actually created it is still sitting at home like, bro, what about me?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's nasty. All of that is nasty. All of like, there's no, yeah, and that's, we know what it is. HBCUs. just go steal the talent and make money off of it. And then look at them like they're crazy because they don't have anything. And then when they complain about it, say, no, it's because you're not working hard enough.
Right, bro. Don't, hey, yeah. You know.
All right, yo. All right, we're gonna take a pause for the calls. Play a couple of joints, and then we'll come back, man. Talk to my man's about his rap career you mentioned, and also ask about some of your favorites. You know what I'm saying? Dig a little deeper into that. So, what I got in the queue, I got I told you I want to got some new stuff and got some not so new stuff, but y'all gonna like it anyway. Got it for the ladies. This is Blood is Thicker, Apollo Brown, and Shay No. I still can see her name right.
Shay Noir.
Shay Noir. With Blood is Thicker and my girl Gypsy with Rocks Off. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby.
Seen all type of shit in Buffalo. Shit, I seen niggas shot to death. I seen a lot of money. Shit, I seen best friends rat on a nigga. Shit. I seen it all. 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 Seen it all.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yo, they call me the ghetto, the hood, the jacks, the trenches, the slums. I created fatherless homes with menace and thugs. My straight bullets that took life from kids while they young. A white man's world, so I never get visits from Trump. Street corners with liquor stores, drugs, and 3 cops. That's where these niggas getting wet up, caught at my G-spot. Cause triggers is my clip. I bust when gas is spraying with they trigger fingers. Cause that's how I get masturbated. I may be the reason that you see deceased. I birth kings and queens, gangster fiends and thieves. Most of my buildings either vacant or drug spots. You dream to make it out, but then you wake up to gunshots. I know you consider me your home, your family for life, but I betrayed you, left you scarred and damaged for life. I took a childhood from you and murdered your friends. If blood thicker than water, you better learn how to swim. Blood thicker than water. Blood thicker than water. Blood thicker than water. Blood thicker than water.
It's Egyptian Gypsy, ain't no hood bitch fucking with me. I get my rocks off, then I'm gone, nigga. I get my rocks off, then I'm good, nigga. I ain't worried about no money or no trips. I'm trying to see how good I get my pussy lips. I get my rocks off, then I'm gone, nigga. I get my rocks off, then I'm good, nigga. I ain't worried about no money or no trips. I'm trying to see how good I get my pussy lips. Come on, tell you nigga, how you been doing? I'm Big Gypsy, watch who you pursuing. Ain't no kissing me, what the fuck is you doing? I come tip plus feet, top shelf or it's ruined. If you want my attention, make sure you get a business. I ain't playing with your ass, don't write chicks you can't cash. You better pop your shit, leave my ass with a tag. Oh, I'm talking big shit, hop clean, hit the dash. Really trying to get to know me? What's that all about? I just came for this head, gon' put this cat in your mouth. Nice face, pretty lips, and you talk with a lips. You work hard for the money, you got tricks for the tips. Mannish, but attractive, hey, being a boss, I always get what I want, no matter the cost. Keep these niggas going wild, they love a good chase. Just know what you doing when this cat in your face. I get my rocks off, then I'm gone, nigga. I get my rocks off, then I'm good, nigga. I ain't worried about no money or no trips. I'm trying to see how good I get my pussy lips.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. What you just heard was Blood is Thicker by Apollo Brown and Che Noir. I'm Southern and my tongue is thick. Screw you guys. Anyway, and also, speaking of tongue is thick, Rocks Off by Gypsy. I didn't realize she was speaking Spanish in the beginning. That kind of threw me off a little bit.
Hey, bro, you said your old rap partner was somebody October?
Yeah, Raven October. I basically stole my name from his. Yeah, we actually he's my cousin, first cousins. We literally were born 2 weeks apart. So coming up, we decided to form a group named Flamilia, and he picked up the name Raven October, based on his mom's nickname, which was Crow. So Crow Raven, and he was born in October. And so since he was born in October, he's an October Libra. I decided to take the surname September since I'm a September Libra, and picked the name Enigma because I figured it met my personality, and the word Enigma has my initials in it, EGN. So, yeah, man.
Y'all ain't had no cousins from August or November, no?
Yo, actually, oddly enough, we have a cousin that was born between the both of us. So actually, it was three. My granddad had three grandsons that were born like back to back to back.
Wow.
And so we had a second October, but he never used that surname. And then we actually had another cousin, all born in the same year, another male cousin on the same side of the family. But he was born in February. But again, shouts out Sways.
Sways February.
Right. But yeah, actually Sways probably would have been a 3-man group with him, but he went off to the army, so he served in Afghanistan and Iraq. So and we was doing this in the early aughts, mid aughts. So unfortunately, he was fighting for this country while we was over here trying to be rappers. Like you said, and with not as much success as some people around us. T-Pain. Yeah, like that was a wild ride. You sitting there making mixtapes, trying to get on, and then the guy that you saw you was freestyling with in the parking lot 6 months ago is now all of a sudden on MTV with a #1 song. You just like, oh snap!
I thought it was me.
No. Right? Like, no. We were singing, but we weren't singing in auto tune, so he got that one. But I'm super proud of Pain, man, for repping the city. Thank you, Dre Star. I'll let Sways know. Thank you for his service, man. He did that, man. Actually, oddly enough, and I'm gonna get off this. Like I grew up in a military family, but I didn't know I was in the military family. Like all of my uncles. Yeah, it didn't occur to me until I was an adult. Like my granddad fought in World War II. All of my uncles, including my dad, well, almost all of my uncles, all but the baby uncle, went to the army. The baby uncle didn't go, but the baby sister went.
Wow.
And all of her kids, her husband and her 2 kids served. So yeah, I got other cousins, female cousins. Shouts out Alika and Teal. And if I miss anybody else out there, y'all forgive me. All my cousins who serve, all my auntie, all my aunt and my uncles and other cousins, salute all of you guys. But yeah, but it wasn't that you have to serve America. It was just like, all right, go do that if you want to. That's cool. So, my man froze again. See, that's what I get for running my mouth. Them froze my guess up. Okay, we back. So anyway, enough about me and my family in military service. Rap career. How did it start and where did it go?
It started late. Started late. Started late, I was already working. I'm like, got with some dudes that I worked with that had already been trying to rap. And it was like, yo, come through, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. I go over. I guess I got the bug. But I will gladly admit, all right, now I'm not going to say I was trash. But from 95, 96-ish to 2001, I will gladly say I was not very good. Like I was not very good at rapping.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I was okay, like, but I wasn't nice at all, in my opinion, and I'm sure in
Right.
other people's opinions. But something happened around 2002, 2003, and it was like, you know, uh,
Nah, I definitely can understand that. Especially if you just, for those out there who know, like you just recording, if you just like record, yeah, I know.
the disrespect. They say I don't want to hear your story for real.
But no, I understand that. Like I knew I could write early on, so probably around the same time. I think I started to rap around 94. So from like 94 to 2001, I was just writing. I wasn't recording, not even performing. So I was just writing. So I really didn't know what it sounded like to even like spit, like rap for real. I would freestyle, but to take what I wrote on a pen and then produce a song, I wasn't privy to that until 2001. That's when me and Raven October hooked up. Worked with a couple of guys, didn't work out, so we just did DIY, and yeah, it went from there. But I would say, yeah, from probably 03, 04, yeah, 04 to like 07, that was probably my peak. Like I was, like it was at a point where I could spit 16 bars and just knew when to stop because I was just so used to writing and recording and getting on beats and whatever. So yeah, when you're in the mix of it, when you pound, ground and pound as far as producing and creating songs day in and day out, yeah, at some point, put them 10,000 hours in, it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah. So I ended up, doing a couple mixtapes. I mean, I did a couple mixtapes when I was like, wasn't that nice. Then 2002, 2003, picked up a little bit. 2003-ish probably is when I linked up with my producer, who was Docs One. We had a group called Grown Folks. He had actually produced, or has actually produced, Wordsworth, Pumpkin. He did like a number of joints for Pumpkinhead, The Rangers. He had a Camp Low joint. Like he has, a few joints around. But we link up. We do the group, Grown Folks. Put out a mixtape in 05. It is what it is. And then we dropped the album in 06, Child's Play. The album actually is on streaming platforms. I don't even know how I got there, but it's there. Streaming platform. It's the only thing that I have on streaming platforms. Grown Folks, Child's Play, if you ever want to look it up. But the album was dope. We had like Darian Brockington from Little Brother fame.
Nice. Yeah,
Feel the Agony, Skyzoo. Like the album was dope. But did shows up and down the East Coast a little bit. Miami, Atlanta, Louisville, Lexington, New York, Baltimore, Ohio, different places.
Right.
But it still never turned into something. It's like I feel like we were on the cusp, like on the line, close. My whole life is like 6 degrees of separation from whatever it is I'm trying to get to. It's like it's something in the middle or someone in the middle. And if that someone doesn't, like I don't resonate with that someone or they don't reach back, then I don't get to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it feels like to me personally. But, that's life for a lot of people. We started doing a second album. My man Docs had a complete computer crash near the end of the album. Lost everything. And at that point, a couple months later, I was like, you know what? I don't even want to do this no more. That's how I felt. I don't even want to do this no more. So, like January 1st, I don't even remember what year, 2011, something like that. I was like, yo, bro, I'm done. And that was that. I still rap on TikTok every once in a while. And I'll drop a couple bars, like for fun, but I'm good.
My old place, only hip hop I can hear Grown Folks featuring Dead Prez. I guess so. Oplex, what are you talking about, my boy?
Whatever it is, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yo, shouts out my man Oplex. Him and my man Mo Mackey, they have a show called Set the Bar. It's a mixed show where they introduce independent artists, urban independent artists, every Wednesday.
Right.
All right, yeah, every Wednesday. So yeah, that's my boy. Monday's crew down here in Tallahassee. Anywho, that first of all, bro, you just ain't gonna slide those names in as if you just want working with like some heavy hitters, dog. First of all, R.I.P. Pumpkinhead, but Skyzoo, like that's not those like leisure name, my boy. Like,
yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
Like, like, yeah, to me, at the best album of 2018. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, you did that. Whatever it was y'all did, shouts out the docs. Whatever y'all did, y'all did that. So even if if it didn't come to something major, like that's definitely respectful. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You get your flowers, bro. These Nori claps.
I'll accept them. I will accept them. You know, I feel like when I look back at my life as if I'm getting ready to die. I'm not getting ready to die, don't worry.
Right.
But looking back at my life, like a few years ago, I realized that everything is connected. It's like everything leads to a point. And I feel like everything I've done previously has led to this point, from podcasts to blogging to, writing a couple articles here and there, all the way back to writing stories in elementary school. I feel like all that, and being in journalism in high school, I feel like all that led to now, which is what I feel like I'm doing. I feel like there's more. I'm not the youngest. I'm 49, but I feel like I got time to do more in what I love, and there's no age, especially with the fact that classic hip hop has never been, like, we've never had artists that are 50 plus on a regular basis before. This is all new. We got former artists that are 70 plus that are still into hip hop. This is all brand new because it's the first time we've gotten to this point. So I'm like, I'm 49, I'm in the middle of it, but there's still some things I can do in this industry. I think, I hope, I try. I'm gonna try.
Definitely. I mean, that's how I feel in a sense. Okay, I got you, Oplex. My bad. My man said grown folks, Dead Prez, Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers was saying grown folks sounds hip hop to me. True. Grown folks. You the title.
Much so that there's a group called Grown Folks right now, except I think they've got an X as the O. They've got an X as the O, something like that. But yeah, I'm not mad at them. They don't know us. We don't know them. So,
Nah, it's more biting, dog. We're not tolerating that, bro. Not tolerating the biters. Recognize, you know what I'm saying? Peace to the real, death to the fakers. Nah, that's like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's low key my favorite rock group. But I gotta give it number 2 because Nirvana is number 1. Just because Kurt died. So
yeah, death kind of gets you over.
Yeah, get you over. So
in multiple ways.
Sorry, Flea.
Sorry, Flea.
Love you guys, but should have died of drug overdose. No, I'm joking. I am joking.
It's Flea's fault.
Flea should have never got into movies.
Right.
So loud. Nah. Yo, he threw me. What movie was he in? Was it Queen and Slim?
Was he?
That fucked me up. Yeah. If you watch Queen and Slim, they had a white couple that was part of some underground railroad that like smuggled them until the cops came and busted the door down.
Mm-hmm.
The white husband was Flea.
Wow.
But he looked clean. Like he had like a button-up shirt and everything. So it was hard to even recognize him. I said that with my wife. I'm like, that's Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. What in the
Hey, I always love when I see a random person in a show or a movie. I love
Right.
it. I don't know what it is about it, but I love to see random people that seem misplaced.
Yo, that was me and my cousin, again, Raven October. Like, that was one of the things we wanted to do, like, if we got famous. Like, the whole idea was just to get famous so we can, like, do random stuff like that. Just pop up in, like, random movies. Like, is that
Yep.
Raven October and Batman Forever? Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Not even like a villain, just walking by, like, I'm take this fame for granted. I don't care. Just use it for whatever. Use it for good.
Not even.
Now, I wanted to speak on this. Just because first, I'm not gonna be corny and ask for your top 5. That's. But
I can tell you if you want, but okay.
Well, I know this, or at least I think I know this. That your favorite rap group is A Tribe Called Quest. Am I correct?
And you know this, man.
Okay. Now, I want so be it that, and I gotta give props to Tribe Called Quest, because even though my favorite rap group is Outkast. Now I was gonna wear my Outkast shirt tonight, but it's too small because I got super fat. So I couldn't rep.
Hey, Outkast is the greatest group of all time, man.
Hey, you gotta butter me up because you're on my podcast, my boy.
It is what it is.
Nah, honestly, no. I still, dang, how do I look at it? Now, granted, of course, they're my favorite. I ain't gonna front on that. But I think I want to say objectively, I do give it a Tribe. It gotta either be Tribe or De La Soul, because I just look at it like granted, as far as no, I'll take it back. Boom. No, I don't. My bad. It's not Tribe. Tribe is number 2. NWA. My bad. NWA. I gotta, not necessarily for the talent per se, but the influence is just too immense. You can't, from Q to Dre to Easy, and then everybody else involved, and the influence is way too big.
I do plan on doing a Wu and NWA. Just Wu and NWA is the plan for a bootleg versus. Just saying.
Y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it here on the podcast first. Yeah, I gotta give it NWA, but after that, I give it a Tribe, and then I want to say Run DMC again because of influence. Now, I guess because you said you're gonna do the NWA versus Wu-Tang, do you still consider Wu-Tang as a group?
Yeah,
because some people say, okay,
absolutely.
All right. I just know there's contention among some hip hop heads if Wu-Tang is a group or a crew, and if they're a crew, then it can't be a group. But then some people may argue that what is it? Even Kaz or Mobb Deep and De La or Tribe aren't a group because they're a duo, so that wouldn't be a group. So those arguments.
Wu has 4 albums. What other crew has 4 albums? Ain't
That's
no
true.
crews with 4 albums.
That's true.
They're a group.
So give it to that. I ain't gonna, man. That's a tough argument for Wu-Tang though, to be number 2. But it's just the run that Tribe went, and they go back to the Tribe. That first, nah, bro. Wait. See, Oplex, we finna fight. My man Oplex says Wu-Tang worldwide impact easily beats NWA. It's the easily for me, bro.
Well, I mean,
I give you the argument, but I'm being particular. It's the easily for me. It's not easily, bro. No.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If you want to say Wu-Tang is better are more impactful than NWA. I don't know.
That's tough.
That's
It's
really
tough.
tough. That's really
It depends.
tough.
It depends on what the impact is. Like, what are we talking about? Are we talking
Right.
about like culturally, or are we talking about just like the Wu came out with the 9 members and all signed different solo deals with different labels and changed the course
like
of music?
merchandising. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Wu wear and different things like that.
That's a cheat code. You can talk about Asians in Japan were wearing NWA shirts. Bro, of course, Asians were wearing Wu-Tang. That was like a cheat code.
Obviously, they wearing Wu-Tang. Like, how could they not?
If they were wearing NWA shirts, and some of them were, I'm pretty sure. But if they were, I think we'll have a problem with it. Because, like, what you wearing that N for, my boy?
Right. What that mean? What that mean? Like North Korea. What are you talking about? Wait, North Korea, not North Korea. That's not good. Sorry, wrong Korea. That's not good.
No Kim Jong Un over here.
No, yo, off topic. I'm sorry.
No, you good. We off topic over here.
Imagine the fact, dog. It's people in North Korea that don't have the luxuries of life. It's children that grow up in North Korea that have like they don't know. It just blows my mind. I actually know.
They don't even know what Kool-Aid is.
Couple people from South Korea, and it's like, dog, even South Korea, third world country, whatever, at least they had the freedom to move around as they wished.
Right.
North Korea, you can't even go outside, bro. You can't even go out down the street.
Oh, you can't
Ain't no
look a certain way. Don't let Buddy come and you look at him a certain way. It's gonna be a wrap.
Yep.
Busting rocks for 5 years because you looked at the emperor, whatever his state name is.
Look at your shoes. Look at your shoes when he passed by. But guess what? They can't even hear us having this conversation because they don't have access to this information.
Right. Because the man said, no, you can't listen. Ooh.
He said, heck no. We won't go.
Child? I don't know. The way the governor acting down here. And y'all want him to be president.
Hey, y'all wow, bro. Hey, listen. I'm sorry. I forgot I'm talking to a man from Florida. Hey, bro. You know that we voting y'all off the island. Y'all the first state to go, dog. Y'all before Texas, y'all are off the island. Y'all got
it's Tallahassee is very close to Georgia. I just crossed that line, my boy. I am good to go. If you live in Orlando, Miami, you may have a little trouble.
Yeah, you late.
You late on that line.
Orlando, you stuck in traffic, bro. You ain't making it to Georgia. You're like, bah. Nope.
Yo, shout out my man Shanti Floyd, the mad violinist. We just talking shit right now, my boy. But just to introduce to those that just coming in, it's my man Source, former rapper, hip hop head extraordinaire, killing the game on TikTok. Let's see what my man Oplex talking about. We are black and working on not being second-class citizens. I tell people, want to grow up poor in Afghanistan. Life is strange. Good point on North Korea. Yeah, man. Yeah, as much as we sit here and deal with struggling here in America, there's people that literally risk their lives to get where we at. So not to say that we should be quiet or that we should not complain, but not fight, for better things in this country. But yeah, one definitely has to realize or recognize that we got it good, man.
But that's part of the reason it took George Floyd and everything else that happened around that time frame to make anybody do anything, because we
too good,
are
almost
comfortable,
right? Even
though it's trash, we are comfortable in the trash because the trash is sometimes better here than it is other places. And I think I think we realized that. It's just the point of, if we rock the boat, like we on 7, we on 6,
right? Even
with the racism and everything that comes with it, we on 6 out of 10. Everybody else on 4.3. Do we really want to fall back to 4.3, or do we want to be stuck on 6? Meanwhile, white people would be like, "Hey, bro, y'all ain't never getting to 10. I don't care what none of y'all say."
Or the thing about it, we can fight and get to 8. You know what I mean? We can fight and get to 8.
Let me
But
get a
rather
7.
sit at 6 because we afraid of what folk gonna look like. Yeah, I read this book some years, almost 10 years ago now. Lord, time flies. Called Amusing Ourselves to Death by this dude, Norman Mailer, who's I'm almost afraid. Like I've watched some videos of him lately, and I don't know if he's somebody I want to be fashioning myself behind. But anyway, read the book. It was impactful, but the book was basically saying that it may have been him. Maybe it's somebody. I may got the author wrong. Anyway, name of the book is Amusing Ourselves to Death. And it came out in 84. So he was basically focusing on like TV and cable. But he was saying that America has gotten so comfortable, or America has basically, the higher ups have realized that if you make things comfortable for people, that make them less likely to fight. So even with like picking presidents or voting for presidents, it went from actually like in the turn of the last century, where you really had to be like this fat porky guy, because that kind of showed that you had like wealth because you could eat, to starting with like JFK, you had to become more like a Hollywood actor, to the point that we literally voted for a Hollywood actor in Ronald Reagan. Like that's how the mindset came, that everything was so focused on media and celebrity. And then, some 28 years later, end up voting for like a Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was just, you just saying that slowly but surely, as the media has become more and more important, that has influenced or has grown empathy amongst the American public, because it's just like, yo, as long as I got my cell phone and my social media and my TikToks and whatever,
comfort,
I really don't care what's going on the outside.
For real, that's real.
My man Dre Star said Chris Rock said that America is like the uncle who molested you, but sent you and paid for your college tuition. Right.
That's fair.
Fair. That was a sick but crazy joke. And truth and jest. Poor people vote, rich people lobby. True. And I ain't gonna be here all night on the political stuff, but yeah. I say this.
Come on.
Look, voting is the least you can do. So understand this, man. Someone has to beg you to vote. Like, that's the least you can do. But I think we have to understand that even that those that vote, it doesn't stop there. You know what I'm saying? Like government, when we come down to government, you have to, like my man said, lobby, petition, all kind of activity. You know what I'm saying? Like democracy is a full contact sport. It's not just, all right, every 2 years we go do this, or every 4 years we do this. Right. And unfortunately, that's how people think. But if you really want something done, you really have to push for it. I mean, that's why NRA is able to do what they do. They're not that big. The organization itself isn't big. It's just they really go and push their agenda to a point that those who they support feel like they have to move. They have to do something. So
or else,
right? It's going to be some repercussions. So that's why I don't get into the whole ideal of the if you're a black person versus voting Democrat, that you're on the plantation. No, we got to get up and really push past the voting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can get up every 4 years and vote for a Democratic whatever, but if you ain't calling that senator, calling that congressperson, calling that mayor, calling that alderman or commissioner or whatever, then your vote is only going to do so much. So you got to be able to push past that, man. That's why I went my past like 4 or 5 episodes I had, local politicians on. They kind of put it in front of people, so they're like, hey, look, this is happening, and these people are touchable. You know what I mean? These local candidates, you know, so you can get to them or whatever. But yeah, man. Let me get off my what they call it, speaker box or whatever. Let my man go. Source, yo, man, I appreciate you, bro, for doing this. Been a great guest. If you can, let people know how they can get in contact with you, and also to let them know how they can find the podcast.
Word. Well, first of all, I appreciate you having me on. I've enjoyed it, even with the technical difficulties. Source, of course, on TikTok. Source, of course, on Instagram. Source and Company is the name of the podcast. It's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. The sports group is the Sports Bar Podcast, the SBP, on Facebook. Like I said, we have a good time there on a regular basis. And I think that's everything. And if you want to stream the old album from 06, feel free. Grown Folks Child's Play. Google Grown Folks or look up Grown Folks Child's Play. Because if you look up Grown Folks, you're going to get all kinds of randomness. If you look up Child's Play, you're going to get all kinds of randomness. So Grown Folks Child's Play album will come up. And that's about it.
All right. Boom. Appreciate you, my boy. Your roses.
Appreciate it.
My man Dre Star said he found you on TikTok. Trust me, Dre Star. My man, you got dope TikTok to go through all of them. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Also, to Source, my wife said she loves your shirt. So you can tell me where you got it from. If they got it in 5X, I may need to get that. So without further ado, we're gonna get up out of here. Appreciate you, my boy. Next week, what I got? Next week gonna be interesting. So you gotta stay tuned for that. Y'all guys have a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe, have fun, and I'll see you on the flip. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby.